It all started with a parking ticket. By the time it ended, my CIA agent wife had exposed a rogue HOA president, activated black ops surveillance, and made Karen's entire neighborhood think they were being watched from space. It all started with a parking ticket. A stupid, faded note slapped on the windshield of my wife's car by a wannabe neighborhood patrol goon wearing mirrored aviators and a belt full of empty authority. Improper alignment with curb, that was the charge, as if the curb had a legal team. We shrugged it off until the next day, when 3 men with knockoff tactical vests, clipboards, and clip-on radios marched up to our door like they were SEAL Team 6. Only thing missing was the music and the brain cells. They didn't knock, they banged. One of them barked, "HOA enforcement, step outside, ma'am." My wife, mid-sip of her morning espresso, raised an eyebrow that could disarm a tank. Welcome to Prodigy Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama. So she stepped outside, calm, measured, in flip-flops. The tallest of the HOA cops puffed his chest like a budget action star. "You've been issued multiple citations. We need to inspect the perimeter for compliance issues." My wife took one slow look at his fake badge, then smiled like a shark wearing lipstick. "Do you have a warrant?" she asked sweetly. The man blinked, stammered. "We don't need one. This is private community enforcement." She tilted her head. "So not law enforcement?" The other two flinched like she'd pulled a pin on a grenade she hadn't yet. I watched from inside, half amused, half waiting for her to go nuclear. Karen, the queen of the HOA, watched from her porch, smirking like she'd just bought front row seats to a power trip. Oh, she had no idea. My wife invited the goons to sit tight while she grabbed some paperwork. They nodded like morons. 10 minutes later, she returned, not with paperwork, but with a sealed black folder and an ID card that made their faces melt faster than butter on asphalt. The tallest guy leaned forward. What is that?" She grinned. "My credentials. I work for a branch of the government that does require warrants. Want to guess which one?" They didn't guess. They couldn't. Their mouths were too busy hanging open like busted garage doors. One guy took a step back and tripped over our rose bush. The tallest one squinted like his brain was buffering. "CIA? Is that even legal?" My wife snapped the folder shut with a pop so crisp it sounded like a warning shot. More legal than 3 community college rejects playing mall cop on private property. Then she stepped closer, lowering her voice so only they could hear, but loud enough that Karen's smug face twitched across the lawn. "If you step 1 foot on my property again without real legal backing, I'll have a federal injunction on your entire HOA faster than you can spell unconstitutional." They shuffled back, one of them muttering something about calling the head of HOA security. That's when Karen's threaded over like a flamingo in heat, sipping from her wine tumbler at 10 a.m., reeking of entitlement and Dollar Tree rosé. "Is there a problem here?" she chirped. My wife turned slowly like a lioness sizing up a squirrel. "Karen, right?" she said, smiling just enough to Karen second-guess her entire morning routine. "Yes, I'm the HOA chairwoman. This is my neighborhood." My wife's expression didn't budge. "Correction. This is my property, and I don't recall surrendering my rights to a woman who thinks citations are a form of cardio." Karen's smile flickered like a busted light bulb. "We just want to ensure everyone follows the rules, you know? Safety?" My wife laughed, not the cute sitcom kind, the kind you hear in interrogation rooms right before someone spills classified secrets. "Tell you what, Karen, you want safety? Maybe stop sending untrained thugs to harass civilians, because if you don't, next time they'll get a visit from my team." Karen blinked. "Your team?" That's when my wife pulled out her phone and tapped a single contact labeled GhostNet. Karen leaned in, trying to see. My wife smiled. "You just made the list." Karen took a shaky step back. What list?" My wife locked eyes with her. "You'll find out." Karen disappeared so fast you'd think she'd seen her reflection and finally realized she was the villain. The goons followed her like lost puppies, whispering in panic and staring at my wife like she'd just climbed out of a classified file. That night, our security cameras picked up something weird. Karen's husband sneaking around our backyard with a tape measure and a flashlight, probably trying to find some imaginary violation like grass too confident, or patio furniture facing the wrong constellation. Bad move. By the time I'd finished putting on my shoes to confront him, my wife was already outside, barefoot in the grass, holding a flashlight of her own. Except hers wasn't your average flashlight. It was military grade, and when she clicked it on, the beam nearly set his eyebrows on fire. He dropped the tape measure like it bit him. "I was just checking the fence line," he stuttered. "Protocol." My wife tilted her head, calm as a loaded gun. "Do I look like the kind of woman who lets protocol slide?" He stood there shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm. "You tell Karen," he continued, stepping closer, "that the next time she sends her husband on a covert mission, he better wear night camo and pray I'm in a forgiving mood. Because if I catch him trespassing again, I'll file an official breach notice with the actual government. Let's see how she likes real paperwork." He didn't run. He bolted. The man tripped over his shoes, dove into his golf cart, and sped off like a toddler on a sugar crash. We watched him go, then laughed so hard we nearly woke up the neighborhood. The next morning, a flyer appeared on every mailbox, titled "New HOA Rules Effective Immediately." Rule number 1, no unauthorized surveillance or citizen patrols. Rule number 2, no interaction with CIA agents currently residing in the community. It was so specific it could only have one target, us. But the best part, Karen tried to spin it as a de-escalation initiative, and yet her eyes twitched every time she passed our house like she was being watched. She was, because my wife, she had activated Protocol Athena. Protocol Athena wasn't just a cool-sounding phrase, it was a dormant operations package buried so deep in the CIA's internal grid that even most directors didn't know it existed. My wife did, because she wrote it. Activated only when a civilian asset faces coordinated domestic harassment on U.S. soil. Originally designed to deter rogue feds, now repurposed for Karen and her polyester army. Step 1. Surveillance lockdown. By noon, 3 unmarked vans were parked along the cul-de-sac, each equipped with retina scanners, parabolic mics, and counter-drone systems. HOA Karen didn't notice at first. She was too busy hosting an emergency neighborhood compliance seminar in her driveway, with folding chairs, bagels, and fear-mongering. Step 2. Asset mirroring. Every device connected to Karen's home network, smart fridge, security cams, even her voice-activated yoga mat, was silently mirrored to a satellite node. My wife sat cross-legged on the couch, sipping her tea, watching Karen's ring cam feed in real time, like it was a reality show. Karen tried to whisper orders to her inner circle, unaware my wife could read lips in 4 languages. "She's got to be bluffing," Karen hissed. "She can't actually be CIA." Cue step 3. Armament. The next morning, a perfectly wrapped box appeared on Karen's porch. No return label. Inside was a single burner phone. No instructions, no contacts, just one message. "You're being watched. Smile for the satellites." Karen didn't come out of her house for hours. That night, she called an emergency HOA board meeting. She was sweating so much on her patio webcam, it looked like she'd just run a triathlon through a car wash. "This woman's a threat to our way of life," she barked. "She's turning the whole block into a surveillance zone." One board member whispered, "She's also the only one who hasn't broken any rules." Karen lost it. She started screaming about subversion, treason, and at one point, Russian mind rays. That's when the board quietly voted to suspend her, with review pending mental wellness. We watched it live. My wife just muttered, "Rook takes queen." And with Karen dethroned, stripped of her power, and spiraling into conspiracy madness, the real fun began. The end. Ever had a neighbor drunk on HOA power? Tell us your story in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more prodigy tales where Karens meet karma, CIA style.